How did you rate the performance today?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought we played some really good football, first half especially. Cut them open time and time again. Just a little bit of end product lacking at times. But I was pleased with the performance.
You made some changes second half in terms of the substitutes coming on. How do you feel they did?
Yeah, Chio's still bedding in, still trying to learn the way we play and the processes we go through on the training ground. So any game time he gets and any training time he gets is going to be vitally important. I think you saw his impact in terms of the pace and attacking mentality from him. But the rest of the group who stayed on the pitch really dug in at the end. You know, Yeovil put us under a bit of pressure, defending our box really well. I just said to him the likes of Jack Sparks and Archie will just learn from that, because that is partly League Two football. First half was quite a pretty free-flowing game. Second half we had to dig in at times. We still created enough chances to win the game, we really did. But pleasing performance. Pleased for Hammy to get a clean sheet. James Hamley's been patient enough this season, come in and did really well. Two centre-halves stood up to the task, but we had a good attacking intent about us tonight, which we'll need going into the next few weeks. Look, the penalties are what they are. It's irrelevant really come the end. But then Jack Sparks is only 17, taking the winning penalty. Archie Collins has took the penalty. He's still young as well, so the experience for those boys is so beneficial.
And I suppose it's good as well that they, just like in the Ipswich game, they go behind in penalties, but to change their mindset, they just keep going.
Yeah. Well, Chio said he can take pens. I'm not too sure after seeing that one. But look, it's good experience, and even penalties at the end is experience for him. So we had 2 of those already this season and won them both without practicing them, which people might be interested to know. But that's just part of the lad's character. I'm back in this group, really am. And those young players keep stepping up. More game time for Jack Sparks, more game time for Archie Collins, more game time for Matt J, and they're getting closer and closer to where I need them to be.
You mentioned James Hammond earlier, just that he really earned his clean sheet. I'm thinking of one of the saves at the very start of the first half where he stood up really big in that V1.
One of the few mistakes at the back, and it was probably more of a slip from Dara and Luke. But look, Yeovil are a good team, certainly at home, and they put us under pressure at times without creating too much. Hammy was excellent tonight, he was, and like I say, with the young players such as Archie and Jack, it's the same for Hammy. If Chrissy gets injured, I've got to put him straight in, so I've got to trust him to do that. So it's more experience for him, more game time for him, and he'll get those games of this competition.
The penalties obviously give you an extra point as well, and I suppose that's important because it's competition. You want to do well, want to go far in this year. Yeah,
definitely. I think we lost all 3 games last season in this competition, if I'm right in saying. Certainly 1 on penalties and then 2 losses. So it's always good to get off to a good start in any competition. I think who is it next up in the competition?
It is West Ham.
West Ham.
At home.
Yep. So they'll obviously bring a young team who'll be bright and certainly attack us, and we'll probably play a young team as well, because our young players are good enough, so they can max them. They really can. So we'll look forward to that. But it's very much on to the next, and obviously that's Notts County this weekend.
And Notts, looking ahead to that Notts County game, obviously some of the players that played today were fringe around the first team. I suppose they've put up their stake for a claim for Saturday.
Pushing for places, definitely. There's pressure on the boys with the shirts at the moment, there really is. Look, Saturday was a blip, we know that. First 40 minutes we were okay, it's a pretty even game, and the goals really kicking the teeth, and we couldn't get back into it after that. So look, nights like tonight are vitally important for the whole group, not just myself and the young players, for the whole group, and putting pressure on those shirts, definitely, without a doubt. And look, some of those boys who played tonight will certainly start the weekend.